Welcome to another edition of the LJ's podcast. Today is extremely special. This session is going to be the namesake herself. So we have LJ, Linda Jean, Linda Jordan, in the building. So this is appropriate and fitting because this is the beginning, Friday. Is today the 7th, right? Today's the 7th? No, today's the 8th.
Today's the 8th.
Today's the 8th?
Yeah, today's the 8th.
Friday, May 8th, this edition of the LJ's podcast with the namesake herself, Linda Jean, Linda Jordan. And it's Mother's Day weekend. So how fitting is that?
Yeah, very, very fitting.
Right? Very fitting. So I want to take an opportunity today to spend some time with you. This version and this episode and this discussion will be different. So we already have tissues on the table for the advice of Monty, because I'm sure there'll be emotions that go from the toes to the top of the head. So LJ's is my tribute to you because, as I said yesterday when we kind of welcomed you in for the first time, that for 59 years, as far as I can remember, there's not a time that you did not empower and encourage me to do and chase whatever I wanted. So much so that I've told many people that I think it took me until about the latter portion of elementary school to realize that I was undersized. I didn't even realize it. So between running track, academic excellence, teaching me how to read, to me, excellence was the standard. And so I knew nothing else about go, push, run, achieve. And so, like I said, I didn't realize until I was in late elementary school. So talk to me a little bit about your growing up in Arkansas and then how that started to transition to that experience, transition to you being what I would deem as an incredible mother.
Well, first of all, I'm very humbled by the entire venture and by the emotions and your dedication and commitment to me as a mother. And first of all, for you to decide of all the things that you could choose for a name that you would want to honor and represent me, and trying to do it in a manner that is way beyond any expectation that I would have ever had. Growing up, by me losing my parents, 10, 11, your grandparents died a year after each other. It's a void that you could never explain. So the emphasis I had when I had kids was, God, the first thing, please let me be here for my kids. I don't ever want to have a child and not have them have the presence of a mother to nurture, to be there, to, it's just it's a bond like no other. So I think for me, with you, very special child. My firstborn, energetic. I have a great grandson that's going to be just like you.
Everybody.
And I love it. I really wanted you, especially when I realized that your grandfather is not very tall, and some of my siblings aren't very tall. And then when I realized you would be small in stature, I wanted you to realize that doesn't stop a dang thing. We had to overcome hurdles from the beginning. And it's like, I want you to realize anything that I can instill in you to make you go beyond your dreams is what I wanted to do. And I just thank God that you took the baton and you ran with it. And it's a blessing. And, that's all I can say is that I just feel humble and very appreciative for the outcome. I really do.
Thank you, Mom. So, what inspired this? First, you're welcome. there's nothing more that I would rather do than to honor you and everything that you've given me and Danielle and our family. Can you talk a little bit about the fond memory that Danielle and I have? It's growing up. It was three things. It was love, it was music, and it was food. And so this venture really came out of, I wanted people to experience what I grew up with. And that was this environment where it didn't matter if we were cleaning the house, we were doing homework, there was music, there was love, there was energy. And so this is meant to be a tribute and an invitation for people to experience that. So can you talk a little bit from a food perspective, what, how you grew up cooking or how your cooking even started?
Yeah, with siblings, you had
How many siblings?
aunts and uncles that 12. I've come from a family of 12. And really, the other blessing I'll share, out of 12 siblings, your mother's the only one left.
Yeah, I know.
Out of the 12.
Yes.
And I'm third to the youngest. So I've lost 2 younger siblings, and that's very hurtful as well. So it's a lot with all the love that I have with all of the grandkids and all of the kids and all. It's been a lot of hard losses that you have to overcome. But here again, we had to learn early. Back in the South, there are no fringe. It's serious. It's basic. It's
Survive.
It's survival. But I have I love my mom. And I know that my mom was a Christian above, all my dad as well. Your grandfather was a deacon. They were very, very active in church. And so it was no question that's what we did on Sunday. Bible study on Wednesday. In fact, Bible study was at our house. If nothing else, you use the word love. Love will help overcome so many obstacles. And I have the deepest memories of my father with the love that he shared. My father had more energy, and I think all of the kids are more like my dad. My mom was very conservative, and so he was the one that I think kind of energized all of us. And the disciplinarian, hardcore. All of the older siblings said he was kind of like a tyrant to them. They will say they got little butt whoopings. And I was sharing with you early on that I realized that I didn't like the belt. I didn't even like the way it looked. So therefore, I thought, you're going to get your butt. I'm not doing it. I would go somewhere and hide rather than, get a beating, go get a switch.
But you didn't hesitate when it came to delivery.
No, I did. You and Danielle, hey, I knew what it would do. He passed it on. Oh, I know. Grandma didn't thump you, did she? No, I don't think so. I think I got nicer by that point. Yeah, I think you guys got away with everything.
I think I bear the brunt of it.
Yeah. And you still love me.
I do.
Yeah, you guys said I was pretty hardcore. I thought I spoiled you guys.
It was a healthy balance.
Okay.
It was a healthy balance. Like, we knew the boundaries. If we pushed the boundaries, there was a consequence. So, and we after a while, we didn't want to deal with the consequence. So,
you followed suit.
We followed suit.
But no, and you really, having you at a very young age, I became pregnant. When I got out of high school in 1964, and I decided to move to San Francisco with your aunt, and she's only 3 years older than me. I decided to be a little bit wild and learn what body parts were. So I ended up meeting your dad and had you at 20. And I felt like it was you and I against the world at that point, because it was. I decided that I had to figure it all out because I had made that decision. You sometimes have told me, well, thanks for deciding to go ahead and have me, and rather than just go, I don't know what I'm doing. So But
Agreed.
you have always kind of like been my first little partner in crime, and like an old school. Everyone always said you were beyond years, and I mean, you were reading early on, and I knew that it was something special. So I just feel like, hey, I'm going to invest my time, my energy, and my kids, no matter what. Even though, I mean, find mates along the way, my kids were my priority. So
So,
regardless.
so here's what's cool about that is I think I've definitely had you talk about the void. And so it's funny how generationally things can continue to travel because same void that you felt like you had losing your parents at a very early age. And then for me, having an absence of a father in some regards early, and then later, even though having a father figure, a lacking of, let's call it the connection, I knew, same point that you made, I knew that for me, whenever I had kids, regardless of the circumstances, my motto was going to be just show up. And so, where I've had different relational challenges over the years and still learning and working through those, when it came to fatherhood, it's
Never
been
compromise.
never
You have
compromised. It's
never
been my great.
compromised.
It's been hands down my greatest blessing.
Right.
Hands down
Correct.
my greatest blessing.
And I'm glad that you do. I think you've demonstrated that. And I'm telling you, it warms my heart to see the interaction with your children, my grandkids, and to realize there's respect that goes both ways. And it's nothing,
And forgiveness.
It's nothing,
And forgiveness.
And it's unconditional. No matter we don't agree on everything, but it's unconditional. And you have done such a great job with that. And no matter what you've done, you have always put God first. So you managed to learn that was the most important thing. Thank God. I think your Aunt Benella, I think your Uncle Manuel, I think the family member, I may not have been as dominant in some aspects. You realize that I believe in God and we have to honor him. But I think the family has done a lot to support your strength and belief to keep you going forward. And I think I see that even in your children as well. So it's very humbling and very touching to me. And that's why I think you're able to execute what you're doing now, your vision, your dream. And for me to have instilled so much in you and for you to share that story with me and to really kind of shout it out to everyone.
From the rooftops.
Exactly. That, I could ask for nothing more. I
No,
totally
you're deserving.
appreciate it.
So I know a lot of people, particularly here in Orange County, they're going to want to know. Let's talk about food. So they're going to want to know what's going on. Okay, you've talked about growing up around this food. So talk about how you learned how to cook. And talk about you've been here with Chef, so with Chef Justin for a day and some more time today. But talk about maybe your Arkansas roots from a cooking perspective, how you learned how to cook, and what soul food means to you.
So our history of food is comfort, and that's why we hear the term comfort food for a lot of our culture. We had to use the basics. So therefore, here again, everyone chipped in. You get in the kitchen. I mean, you're 7, 8 years old. You're learning. So we did. We learned how to cook like biscuits, things that would go stretch a long way. And so it's all about making a meal. The meal itself, there are so many good dishes and people are capable. We have a lot of recipes and enhancements that we can reach out and, create great meals. But it's about, I think, the basics and what I think you enjoyed so much. And a lot of people will say, well, gosh, I mean, they just act like they go crazy. It's like, really? But I think it's the seasoning. I think a lot of it was just your garlic and your onions and taking the time and your basics of greens, and you really just did the basic. You seasoned your food well. You used a lot of things like ham hocks and neck bones and different things to season food, and really it was natural. And we didn't have a lot of processed foods and different things like that, so we used very natural products. I think me watching here again, they said, I'm taking this from my siblings, the older siblings. I realized that, first of all, I didn't want whelps on my legs, so I was a pretty good kid, and you kind of took that, whereas they asked, if I was asked to cook, if I had my chores, I would learn and really want to do a good job. So I watched my older siblings, and then of course your Aunt Vanilla. I learned a lot from her cooking. So, you just realize you get in the kitchen and it was trial and error. And by the time I had you and Danielle, it's like, okay, you learn how to make gravy, which a lot of times now it's roux, you kind of explore. So it's a decision, it's a commitment. And with the chef that you've hired, and Chef Justin, as we talk to him, he has a great background. He has a great attitude.
Yes, he does.
He seems like he has the experience to execute, and he's very, very willing.
Yes.
So what I think you're trying to incorporate with him, or the kind of food that you want to have, is where a person will come in and they will realize that it was not intentional. You want to have a good meal, very consistent, comfort food, tasty, well seasoned, well executed, and I think he can do that for you.
I agree.
But I think it's really about being very, very consistent, using the right ingredients, using fresh ingredients, and just really trying to be very, very consistent in how it's executed every time, doing it right the same, every time. So.
I think one of the things the consistent themes I hear what you're saying is, we are resourceful people, which, when you think about slavery and you're going to get what's left over and you better work with it and figure it out. So I think that very much comes through. I think we've done, I shouldn't say I think, I know, I've done a couple messages on Mythbusters, and one of the Mythbusters where, people were talking about, hey, is this for only Black people? It's LJ's, it's Black owned. And so we've talked about, no, this is for everyone. It's just representative of us. One of the other myths, though, was that our food or soul food or fried foods it's not healthy. And so what I think I've watched you do with Chef Justin, which has been cool, is we're exploring healthy alternatives and new alternatives to kind of flip the script. So yeah, we'll still have a fried chicken, but I know you, Kimberlyn, everyone's in the kitchen yesterday working on different ways to do salmon, different ways to do catfish, and so broiled and blackened. So I think we're going to continue to evolve that. And I think I'm excited about that, which then leads me to your history where, Mom, you'll be 80 this summer.
And you did have to get that in, right?
I had to get it in because I'll be 60 this summer. So talk about just everything you've seen over this time, from a little girl in Arkansas to now we're in 2026, almost 80 years later, and now we're talking about ownership, we're talking about execution. Like, how does that feel from where you came from in Arkansas to where you're sitting right now? Like, what does that feel like?
Well, first of all, I feel we continue to give God the glory for it.
Amen.
I honestly can't even imagine turning 80, honest. As
you look good for 80.
About
you look
a
good
lot.
For 80.
I was looking at the obituary again at my mom and my dad. Here again, being the age I was, I wasn't going to explore. Guess what? They're only da da da. But the history is saying that my mom was 50 and my dad was 54. I always thought my mom was 48 when she passed, but she was 50 and he was only 54 years old. So can you imagine what I feel like now coming upon 80? It's like unreal. So God has really given me years beyond what I had expected. So I'm very, very grateful. I look at what we have accomplished, the family. I look at the entire family, the extension of us. Here again, we're talking about you, your sister, your grandbabies. I can't get any better. The good looks, I'm gonna take credit for some of it. Hey, I'm telling you, I just love the compliments I get. Hey, I'm the common denominator. I don't care. Hey,
Hey,
but
without women, we would
I
be
am
here. Yeah, I'll
telling
give
you,
God the glory, but yeah,
I
it's
love
the
it.
Lord's.
I have I have beautiful children. I have gorgeous grandkids, and I just look and I think just tenacity and love and strength and the willingness to just the willingness to survive has just got us to where we are.
They
And
can't kill us.
you
Can't do it.
you
Can't crush us.
for some reason you continue the fight. You never give up. And I think my dad having his religious background, my mother being a missionary, I honestly think it instills something young, and thank goodness I got it. I'm not going to pat myself on the back real well, but I never wanted to smoke. Everyone would have a joint. I didn't want a joint. Don't ask me why. I just never thought it was something I feel I needed to do. A margarita here and there is a good thing to me. It's fun, but never really overindulged in liquor or whatever. So I think it's helped sustain me. I look at even the family, and it carries on.
It
That
does.
I think it
It does.
helped. But we've seen a lot. We've seen prejudice. And here again, I don't want anyone to think we don't have a appreciation for all people.
Correct.
It is not all about let's do a black thing. It's embracing where we are, where we've come from. And just because we're embracing where we came from doesn't mean we don't love all people.
Amen.
Having the humanity and the
Say it
realize
louder for the people in
that-
the back.
Yes, because we don't recognize it has been a lot of people of color. People of color is in our family. So everybody that doesn't really realize and look at some of my pretty babies realize that it's a combination of all.
It is.
So it's no prejudice there.
Agreed.
So, but I just think the bottom line is love. It's just strength and somehow just the faith and believing in God. I think that God has really been my leader. I truly believe that.
Well said. Well said. Okay, so usually in these conversations, we're in no rush, but we'll put tray tables up, seat back, upright position, seat belts buckled, final descent. Couple things. One, I would love to hear your thoughts on, and I know earlier you said it exceeded your expectations, but there's been a lot of subtle touches here at LJ's to kind of just, they're like little nods to you. They're little shout outs. They're
Right.
little, just acknowledgments. And so what I think I was really excited for, again, it's Mother's Day weekend. I'm a mama's boy. I'm not ashamed about it at all. So that women's bathroom, to me, I really wanted that to be a really special tribute. And then to me, it's not only a gift to you as my mom, but it's also a gift to every woman that comes in. And so I wanted every woman to feel uplifted with the pictures and the quotes and the inspiration. And you talked about perseverance. There's one in Maya Angelou, and it says, and I can't remember it perfectly, but it talks about we all have defeats, but we don't have to feel
We don't.
defeated.
That's
right?
correct.
Right.
That's
so
correct.
we're gonna have some defeat. We're gonna take some.
Absolutely.
We're gonna take some losses, but you can't quit and give up. But going back to the women's restroom, like any thoughts seeing that, and even overall, kind of the little tributes to you in the building.
The enhancements and the decor, the overall the aura when you come in, you can tell that the thought process went into everything that you guys have done, that you've done, and the tribute is very visible. You can see the music, like you say, the music runs deep in the blood. For some reason, the love for music and it was just,
But even think culturally, that's where we
yeah,
came from.
we
That's
love,
who we are.
yes. So it's a great love for music and it trickles down through all the generations. But, you know, just the effort that's made to make the tributes that represent the strength. We have some of our leaders that came before us that put so much effort and lost lives trying to help move us and move forward. So for you to incorporate that and to realize all the way down to the colors that your mother loved, the colors that represent, as I've shared, these are colors that your grandmother was memorialized in. So it's always
know that.
stuck in my head. The
I didn't know that.
purple, all of the violet, and these colors have always just been cemented in my head. And so your Aunt Vanilla favorite color is purple. So it's a very profound color. And so I just love everything. I think together it just comes with a strong, visible presence of, I love, it's done in a classy way.
Okay.
And I think that when people walk in, they should feel warmth and they will feel that and great effort was put in, putting all of this together. And I just think it's a great representation done very tastefully, very classy, and with a warm touch. So I just hope you continue to execute. I think the people that you're hiring represent what the message you're trying to, and the warmth that you're trying to bring, and the community, and you want everyone to feel it. So it's great. So I feel that I am just represented in a manner that should make everyone proud, make not only your mom proud because it's my name, but should also make everyone that's associated with you very, very proud.
Thank you. Thank you. So on behalf of myself, my own sissy, my wonderful kids, my amazing grandkids, everyone that's been involved in this venture. And let me give a quick shout out to all the investors. It's a tight group, but I'm grateful to them and everyone who believed in the project. So many countless efforts, but on behalf of all of us, to you specifically, and to all the women, all the Black queens, all queens of all colors, all women who bring life into this world. I love you. I thank you. We honor you. Wish you a very happy Mother's Day. It's a very special pre-Mother's Day. I got to share you for a couple of days and send you back. You can hang out with Danielle, but I love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for the continued support. And I thank God first. And right behind that, it comes to you. I wouldn't be
Thank
here
you. And I
without you.
love you, and I love the family. We have a fantastic family, and thank you for continuing the legacy and to make sure that you never stop doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Okay.
We will see you all on the next episode. And look, I'm proud of us. We didn't have to dig into the tissues.
I know.
I think I was worse than you.
I